Time magazine declared 2020 the worst year in history, citing bitter political conflicts, widespread unrest, and the global pandemic that disrupted lives and minds alike. For many, it felt as though humanity was facing its most challenging period. But in the scope of history, 2020 pales in comparison to some of humanity's darkest times. This journey will take you back to those periods to understand what it was truly like to live through unimaginable hardship. Imagine waking up to sharpen your spears for a mammoth hunt as a member of the Clovis culture in North America during the Younger Dryas period. One morning, you spot a strange star with a long white tail in the sky. As the days pass, it grows larger, an asteroid, though you don't know it yet. When it crashes into the ice sheets of North America and Europe, the explosion ignites vast fires, blocking out the sun with an ash veil. As the ice melts, towering waves surge across the land, and the world is plunged back into a little ice age that lasts 1,000 years. Homeless and starving, you wander through this apocalyptic landscape with your family, desperately searching for food and shelter. Fast forward to the mid-20th century in China, where you wake up as a poor farmer under Chairman Mao's rule. Money has been replaced by work points, private property abolished, and everything belongs to the commune. With experienced farmers forced into manufacturing, harvests rot in the fields. A new campaign to eradicate sparrows leads to a locust infestation, devastating crops further. You and 55 million others face starvation due to these disastrous policies. Or picture yourself on the North American coast in 1492. Strangers arrive, Columbus and his men. They demand food, threatening to take away the moonlight if you refuse. The next night, during a lunar eclipse, the moon vanishes. Terrified, you give in, not realizing this encounter will lead to colonization, conflict, and disease that will decimate entire tribes and cultures. History's worst periods were also filled with brutal conflicts. You're now a student at Charles University in Prague during the 30 Years' War in the early 17th century, forced to fight not for education but for religion and survival. 1/3 of Europe's population perishes in battles or from plague, typhus, and dysentery. Economies crumble, and recovery takes over a century. In the 20th century, within a span of 30 years, 2 world wars bring devastation. You survive World War I only to face the deadly Spanish flu. Then, during World War II, unspeakable atrocities are committed, from genocide to the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Every night, you go to sleep uncertain if you'll wake up the next day. Finally, you wake up in Iceland in 536 AD. A volcanic eruption has shrouded the sky in a thick black fog, blocking out the sun for a year and a half. Temperatures drop, and famine spreads across Europe, the Middle East, and parts of Asia. Plague sweeps through the streets, killing millions. The world is plunged into one of its coldest and most desolate decades. Are we truly living through the worst period in history? Today, life expectancy is around 70 years, more than double that of the 18th century. Extreme poverty has been reduced significantly, and modern medicine has made immense strides. In many ways, we are living in one of humanity's safest, healthiest, and most prosperous times. Share your thoughts on why you think today is the best time to be alive. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insights into our world.